Hello everyone and welcome to Messy Church Online. If you're here for the first time, we give you a big wave, and if you're coming back for a second time, we give you a big wave too. This is the final week in which we're going to be exploring the theme, finding light in the darkness. Finding light in the darkness. Next week we'll be doing Messy Advent online, and then we hope to be back in the building together to be able to do something really fun for Messy Christmas in December. So this week's first experiment, as we think about the theme of finding light in the darkness, is going to be making your own lava lamp. Making your own lava lamp. So for this experiment, you will need a tall glass like this one. Check. Some vegetable oil. Check. Some water. Check. Any colour food colouring. And maybe a teaspoon or a pipette. Check. And you will also need some kind of fizzy tablet. I've got Anodin Extra here, but your mummy or daddy or grandma or grandpa or whoever is helping you do Messy Church should hopefully be able to help you find a fizzy tablet. The most important thing for the parents is that it contains aspirin and caffeine as well. That's what helps to make it fizzy. So any kind of fizzy tablet. So let's go through that checklist again. You will need a tall glass, check. Some vegetable oil, check. Some water, check. Some food colouring and a teaspoon, check. And your fizzy tablets, check. And then you are ready to begin making your own lava lamp. So the first thing that you will need to do is have your glass in front of you like that. You'll need to fill it with vegetable oil. Now, you might like to ask the grown-up who is helping you how much vegetable oil you're allowed to use. You don't need to fill the whole glass at all. It really doesn't matter. The experiment will be the same if you have less vegetable oil or more vegetable oil. So don't worry too much about that. So I'm going to fill mine maybe almost half full with vegetable oil, like that. And then I'm going to add some water. I wonder what you think will happen to the vegetable oil when I add some water. What do you think will happen to the vegetable oil when I have some water? When I add some water. Should we have a go? We'll just add a few drops, not very much at all. What has happened? Can you see all the bubbles forming? And if you wait just a moment, you'll be able to see, look, all the water has sunk to the bottom of the glass and all the vegetable oil is on top. I wonder if those of you who are keen on science might know why that might be. Why has the water sunk to the bottom and the vegetable oil come to the top? That's because water is more dense than vegetable oil. So it's sunk to the bottom, and the vegetable oil is less dense, and so it's risen to the top. So we're on our way to making our very own lava lamp. So what we need to do next is to get your food colouring. You can choose whatever colour you like, and just add a few drops if you're using a pipette, or maybe just a teaspoonful, or even half a teaspoonful if you're using a teaspoon. There we go. Do you think that will sink? Do you think it will rise? Which do you think is more dense? It's sunk, hasn't it? It's all spreading around the bottom. And so what we're thinking about is we just let those liquids settle just for a moment, is how sometimes when we're looking for light in the darkness, before we find the light, maybe things aren't very clear to us. Maybe we don't see things in a good way, we see things in a bad way. Like maybe if we've had an argument with our friend at school, or our brother or our sister, maybe we can't really see the light. We need to see things in a new way to help us to understand why our friend or our brother or sister did something we didn't like. But it can be hard. It can feel like we're in darkness, we can't see or understand. And so sometimes we need a little bit of help to find the light. Maybe that help is listening to our friend or our brother or sister to help us to see things in new ways. Maybe it's having some time out or talking to someone else about the problem. All those things might be ways that help us to find the light in those situations which can feel a bit dark. Now, when you've got your water, oil and food colouring in your glass, the next thing that you're going to do is break up your fizzy tablets. I'm just going to try 2 to start with. Break up your fizzy tablets into small pieces. I might actually have a third one at the ready, but even if you've just got one, that's also fine. You don't need a lot. But break it up into small pieces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add it to our lava lamp. What do you think will happen when we add the fizzy tablet, do you think, to the oil and the water? What do you think will happen? Should we try? What do you see happening? Oh, mine is just starting to turn into a lava lamp. You can see all the bubbles starting to come to the top and turning into a bit like a lava lamp. Now, if your lava lamp isn't, mine's quite dark, so it's hard for you to see. Can you see those little bits of lava coming up to the top? If you use a lighter food colouring, you might find it a little bit easier to see. If your lava lamp isn't working, what you might like to do is crush up the fizzy tablets into smaller pieces, or if you add a little bit more water as well, that will help your lava lamp to begin to work. And for those of you who are keen on science, I wonder if you know what is happening. Why has the oil and water turned into a lava lamp when we've added the fizzy tablets? Can you see it all coming to the top? It's because what's happened is the fizzy tablets have made a gas called carbon dioxide. They've made a gas and they've joined with the water particles, making them lighter than the oil, and so they're coming up to the top, can you see? And then pop, the gas pops, and then the bubble with the food colouring sinks back down. And so as you watch your reaction, as you watch your lava lamp start to happen, perhaps you can think about those times in the darkness when you're looking for light. Maybe, as we said, if you've had a disagreement with a friend or a brother or sister over something, what helps you to see light when otherwise it seems quite dark? Is it listening to each other? Is it asking someone's advice? Is it some time out? Some prayer, maybe, or something like that? Look at my lava lamp. Hope yours is working too. I'll see you back in the room.